Good afternoon, October the 21st, 2015. Time to wrap up today's trading, and we'll get started with a little recap on the E-mini. We came in saying the easiest trade to see was failure to get through the 32.35 area. That was resistance, and if resistance held, then the market should come off and test support, and we had our first support in the 20 area. So basically we're trying to sell 30 plus and to buy against 20. And the 30 plus sell the big picture, and if you'd executed with the 10-minute charts, that was a 30 and a half trade, 30.50, and right here, if you'd executed with the 10-minute charts, it would have been a buy in the 2050, 2075 area. So caught both edges of the market pretty well. Really didn't see this type of a spill, but it doesn't surprise us given what goes on in the E-mini. It just moves big time at times, and I think the trading community is out there just waiting to pile on, and it came right there on the 1257 bar. Didn't see that there was any news associated with it. So really good setups for us. We talked through several trades today: V top, V bottom, V top, S. This S right here would have been a loser. There's one loser for you. Retest failure, small winner. Didn't quite make the mean green trade here. Get a higher low right here. Nice little trade. A resting limit order at the mean green line would have at best been a scratch and was probably a loser. Then we go into this congestion area, and there would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chances to scratch a trade on that. Then finally this trade comes. It's a move out of the middle. A retest failure set it up with that S. And again, there potential for 5 scratches or 5 small losses in this congestion area. That's what happens, and you got to figure out a way to stay out of those areas. And the way is, like we've said, given the V tops and V bottoms, is to try to work the edges and give up everything in the middle. Retest failure right here off the low. V bottom, small winner. You're already in that trade. This B would have been at least a scratch. Retest failure on up and out, a retest failure right here. Mean green trade would have been a scratch, make a little. This buy would have been a scratch, make a little. So really only one clear loser selling into the hole that we had all day. Chop area right here, depending on where your stops were, could have been several losers, 3 to 5. In this area right here, could have been a couple of 3 losers too. And that's the way the markets do work. So what do we have for tomorrow? As long as this market stays above 1985, it can actually trade higher. Nothing has really changed, and that's this area right in here that started that new move up. We've got resistance at 30 to 40, so this 30 to 50 is a resistance area. Get through that, then it's going to be 70 to 80. This area picking up this area. So we've got an outside day that tends to yield a trading range the next day. So the F1 screen, outside day trading range. Looking at the F2 screen, very square distribution. You put it all together, that tends to support a trading range market. So we've got resistance 23 to 25. We're at 18 right now. The last rotate up was so. Selling this 24, 26 area, sell 1. Then 30 to 32 would be sell 2. On the buy side, you can see that our 1250, 1275 is held up pretty well over here. So buying 13 to 15 would be buy 1. And then we'll make it 5 to 7. We'll give it a little bit more room to the downside. So again, everything you read says the market should sell, but it doesn't. So Not going to waste any sleep over it. It's just the way things are, and It just is, and you can't fret over stuff that's outside of your control. You got to figure out how to make money on it. Okay, we do have some news tomorrow. Jobless claims 265. The default has been 270. They're bringing that in. We've got Chicago Fed's National Business Activity Index at minus 0.5. That shows business contraction. We got FHFA Housing Price Index up 0.5%. Existing home sales 5.35 million, and that's where all sales in the housing market start. LAI unchanged. Natural gas inventories last week was 100 BCF, probably a little bit lower given the cold weather that moved through. So we'd probably look at 95B. And then KC Manufacturing, don't know what that is. It was -8 last time. Will not be a positive number. If it does, it'll surprise a lot of people. So if we do an H split, we're dealing with a B, and the market's trying to trade lower. Definitely resistance at 25. So, but it is a pretty square distribution. So my guess is we probably have a trading range. Okay, never bet against the fundamentalists that trade the bond market. And the bond market price is higher today, yields are lower. And the reason for that is that these guys see economic slowdown every place they look, and they're not afraid to get long. Got an inside day that tends to favor a trading range. The E-mini had an outside day. And we definitely have a P. So resistance is 129, 129.04. The sell is going to be 31 to 03. That was the top end of our sales band today. So sell 1, 7 to 11, sell 2. On the buy side, we broke it out at 26.5. E-mini holds up this afternoon. Might be able to do a little better. So we'll make 20 to 24 buy 1. And then 17 to 13 buy 2. Looking at the 30-year, pretty strong P. The knob spread did expand today, but we are at resistance. They got stops above that high. So this 58.20 to 24 is pretty good resistance. Currently at 14, depending on what happens on the E-mini. So 19 to 23 will be sell 1. 31 to 03, sell 2. The buy side, the breakout came from 01, then from 06. So 5 to 9 will put us down there, kind of split that area for buy 1. And then 25 to 29 for buy 2. Okay, gold got slammed today. You got hit pretty hard, and it came back to an area that we were trying to buy last week several times. And you can see that 1150, if we take out this 65 area, which right through here, and really this is 1150 area, that area right in there, that would be the next bit of chart support. So the market is definitely pointed lower. Didn't see any articles talking about why gold might be selling today. Didn't see anybody talk about gold, China's intervention currencies, or anything like that. So no news to tie to it. Just missed our sell zone. So last rotate up was 67. We have the spill from 72. We'll make a 68. Let them get stops above that last rotate up. So the 69.71 where we had support before will be resistance, and then 74.76. And if we can't take, and support right down here is at 63.65. So we'll let them get stops below today's lows, 60.62, and then 55.57 for buy 2. Crude oil still pointed lower, in my opinion. We've been talking about getting below 45 for a week or so, and we finally made it today. And so here we sit. Is below 45, we got 44. Lower high, lower low, looking for a place to sell it, see if we can extend the range. Lower, so 44.75, 45, that's where support is, and that's buy 1. Break that, I think we can get down to 44, so 44, 44 and a quarter, buy 2. On the upside, last rotate up stopped at 45, so 50 to 75, sell 1, that's where resistance is. The numbers are pretty tight, pretty close to 46, 46.25, sell 2. And the euro, down to the European Central Bank's announcement tomorrow. My guess is that, I mean, they got everything in place. Nothing will change. They'll talk about doing anything and everything that they have to support the euro and the European economy. Got plenty of firepower to take care of all those refugees. You talk about there's slow suicide and then there's fast suicide, and inviting that many people in whose culture is the antithesis of yours, it just speeds the process. And we see that in the United States, where you get an enclave of Muslims, and then everything begins to change, and change quickly. And they don't take no for an answer, and they know how to work the civil rights, they know how to work the legal system, they know how to work the propaganda. They're excellent at what they do. And sooner or later, you know, you find yourself with out a lot of the rights and stuff that you had before. And it's the way it works. Don't think we're going to get a lot of good out of the F2 screens, but we'll look at them. Got a seller into 114 even. We've had a buyer at 113. And it's down to a news announcement, so no matter what we put up right here, whatever Draghi says will change everything. So we're going to sell 75s and we're going to sell 114s. Like the outside numbers better. Buy 1325s. Looks like it's trying to trade lower. Try to pick up this area over here. Then 113 even. And we'll see what we have. Down to a news event in the morning, and we'll get to see it happen. At 8:30 is when Draghi will pick up the mic. And sometimes he can move the market 2-3 points. I don't think that happens tomorrow. Famous last words, right? Y'all have a great evening. I'll see you bright and early in the morning. Got a lot of stuff to do here. Going to get busy on it. And back with you later. Bright and early in the morning.